Yeah, good evening, everyone. From this part of the world, it's exactly 8 p.m. Yeah, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on the time you'll be connecting with this video. I'm so glad for what is about to eat us tonight. I'm so glad. I'm so expectant. Yeah. So good evening once again from this part of the world. I am Sandra Orumilade, and I'll be your host for tonight. Okay, so yeah, this is Teens on Purpose International. Here we are committed to raising purpose-driven, teenagers and youth, right? Who would, become agents of positive change. And one of the ways we do this is by having, insightful webinars. Last month, we had a very powerful webinar on self leadership. And I mean, everyone who joined, they could attest to the fact that it was so powerful. It was filled with insights. And if you are yet to, watch the video, immediately after tonight's session, please just go, right here, and the video is actually here. So just go search self leadership and watch it. I mean, you're really going to be blessed. It's so transformative. And without wasting much of our time, because I'm so I really can't wait to accept everything that is going to eat us tonight, like my writing materials. I actually keep my writing materials here. And so tonight, to take us further, we'll be having, I'm going to read about shortly. So we'll be having Omolola Lipede. So she'll be taking us on how to start and run impact projects. As purpose driven leaders, one thing for sure is the fact that you would get to a point in life where you realize that there's a need for you to, to work on a project. But where a lot of people get stuck is on how to start. In fact, some people even have the whole strategy on how to start, but they don't understand the technique in terms of sustainability, right? So they have the strategy on how to start, but continuity, how to run it, is actually where they get stuck. And guess what? We have one of the top experts here who will be taking us through how to start and run an impactful project, how to start and run impact project. And guess what? You don't want to, leave, come and then go. No. This is a very good time for you to share this link, invite as many people as possible, just lavish your friends right now with the link. Share the link right now. Okay, I can see a lot of people are joining. Thank you for joining. So right now, just take the link, share with as many people as possible, because we're about to start. Right, we're about to start right now. We're not wasting much of our time. So let me quickly read the bio of our guest speaker tonight. I'm sure we okay. So without further ado, who is Omolola Lipede? She is an accomplished development economist and impact-driven project manager with 5 years of experience managing projects that have directly impacted 10,000 young people across three non-for-profit organizations. With 10 years of active citizenship and volunteering, Omolola has demonstrated her commitment to serving others and contributing to society. Omolola currently serves as the Chief Programs Manager at Kayode Alabi Leadership and Career Initiative, a youth-led initiative through which she has empowered over 6,000 students in undeserved communities, preparing them for future work. Her outstanding contributions to humanity have been recognized as she was honored as one of the 100 power women making significant efforts to serve Nigeria. With with a clapping ovation, come on, let's make welcome the phenomenal Omolola Lipede. You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, perfectly. I can hear
Okay,
you loud
thank you
and
for
clear.
having me, and I'm so glad to be here, I must say. And I have to say that you are doing a great job with this. When I saw the title, I was like, great. And I had to read up on what you do. Also, have to check um, more on about what you do, and I even have to reach out to Mr. the founder to say, okay, What is this about? I'm interested. What is, oh, sorry. I have a dog. So what is the end goal? And when he told me, I was actually wowed that okay, this is interesting. This is part of what, this is what I want to do. Is an interesting fit. So I'm so happy to be here, and trust me, right now tonight you're in the right place. Yes, just take it from me, you're at the right place. So I want this to be very engaging. I want it to be very engaging, and you ask questions at the end of the session. Please just jot down your questions and everything you want to say. I believe we can chat, right? This is Sandra. Can we? Okay, yes. There's private
Yes,
chats.
please.
Okay, yeah. So you can also go to the chat box to write down some things, and I'll be reading through. I'll be seeing them. So let's just start. And thank you so much for having me. I sincerely do not take this for granted. Let's start. So, kindly confirm that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Oh,
Can you see my screen? Hello?
please go ahead.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay,
Yes,
great.
please, I can.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, we'll be talking about starting and running an impact project. This is very dear to my heart because I currently run an impact project. I'll get there. I don't have an NGO, so we'll get there. And but I'm very passionate about impact projects. And I also consult for non-profit organizations or people that are passionate about social impact projects. I consult for them, try to help them on how to start, how to navigate the lot of challenges. Because trust me, I know we are all doing good, but there are a lot of challenges in this space. And it has been an interesting one. So social impact projects is just you trying to make a difference in your community. It's you trying to make a difference in your community. So, what is the problem you care about? I want us to just talk about it in the chat. What problem do you care about? If you like have like a magic wand, what problem will you solve in your community? I'll be reading through in the chat box. Please, let's engage. What problem are you very passionate about? Such that let's imagine that you're a magician right now and you can solve a problem year and year. What problem will it be? I'm expecting, I'm waiting for a chat box. I'm waiting, waiting. Who will bell the cat? I'm waiting, waiting. If you can solve a problem, you have like you're a magician, so to say, and you have like a magic wand to solve a problem. What will it be? Do we have messages in the chat box already? Helping young people discover themselves and create positive change. Yes. One more and we go. So, okay, let me just move. Why I believe that our chat box will get busy with time. So let me just move. So for me, if you ask me what is that one problem I would like to solve, if I have like a magic one, it will be bridging the gap of inequality in my community. Ensuring that if somebody is in a rural community, it does not deprive them of attaining what they are supposed to attain. So those are actually the challenges around me where I grew up, and that is one of the problem I would like to solve. So let's just go through some pictures. Looking at this picture, what do you think? If you see a picture like this, what comes to your mind? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? I want us to type. If you look at this picture, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Anyone? Or have I been talking to myself? What is the first thing that comes to mind with a picture like this? Okay, so I want to believe that we are trying to think through. Let me go. So for a picture like this, what will come to my mind naturally is poverty. I'll be looking at poverty, looking at a child that is supposed to be in school that is not in school, looking at a child that is in a very dirty environment. That is what will come to my mind. So let's move to the next one. A picture like this, what problem can you see? Yes, suffering, thank you. Low standard of living, thank you. This our second picture. What will come to your mind? What can you see in a picture like this? A picture like this, what will you see? What will you say? For me, I would say they have issue with water, because if they have clean water, then this child will not be fetching water from an obviously unclean stream. So that's the issue with this picture. So let's move ahead. This picture, the problem we can see, we are looking at the fact that we are looking at electricity issue. This just reminds me when I was growing up. I like reading a lot, so and we had electricity problem in my house. I will go as much as going outside and use the moon to try to read. It was poor access to social amenities. Thank you, Adam. I'll go as much as going under the moon to just try to read because we don't have electricity. It was one man in my area then. It takes a community to build a child indeed. That will go to his room and bring me a torch. That you will spoil your eyes, you this girl, use this to read. So this just I love this picture. That's why I always have it because it reminds me of myself growing up too. This is another picture. We see a child that is hungry, is obviously malnourished, and is trying to just feed on anything they can see. This is hunger. So those are the issues around us. More than this, these are issues that we see every day. These are issues that we see. These are issues that we are used to. These are problems that are obvious. These are problems that are very obvious and alive in our community. And it won't be fair to just stand and do nothing. Honestly, we need to do something about it. We need to do something about this problem. You need to have this zeal that you want to solve a problem and go through it. So now let's move. What is an impact project? So an impact project is you creating a meaningful change, is you coming up with an initiative that solves a problem or improves lives in your community. So it is you coming up with projects that addresses specific needs. The needs can either be any of these pictures we've seen so far, like you mentioned, low standard of living, suffering, hunger, poor waters, poor no access to clean water, poor electricity, hunger, no food. Those are serious problems that we see. So it is you coming up with a project that will address this specific need and you creating a positive outcome for others. So it's you creating something that will leave a positive impact for years to come. Positive impact, and you ensuring that all the impact you are making does not result into a problem is very important, because like I tell people, there's no point trying to solve a problem and you end up creating another problem. It's very possible. It's possible for you to think you are solving a problem and you end up creating another problem. So it's very important that any solution you come up with is something that will not result into another problem for the people you are trying to solve the problem for. So let's move. So why do you need to start an impact project? Why do I need to start an impact project? It is very necessary for you to start an impact project because it makes you to become a leader. Like it's an experience that you want to have. It shows the leader in you. It shows that you're a leader. It shows that you are somebody that likes to lead. You know, leadership is not about portfolio. No, leadership is not about you having a position. Leadership is either a mindset and an act. Is an action word. Being a leader is an action word. Yeah, in English term, it might not be an action word, but I hope you understand what I mean. It is actually you taking action. That is what leaders will do. You need to take charge and inspire others. That is why you need to start an impact project. You know, it's not enough to just complain and complain. Oh, my community is this, my community is that, XYZ, da 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 da. The truth is that complaints never brings productivity. Complaints never brings effectiveness. And it never brings efficiency. It only just leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. That's what you do. But if you're a leader, when you see a problem, instead of joining people to complain, wallow in complaints and be sad about the situation, you are solution oriented. The question that should come to your mind is, how can I take charge and do something about this? So that is why you need to start an impact project. It helps you to become a leader, take charge, and you inspire others. Another reason you need to start an impact project is that it has ripple effects. Honestly, your small actions can lead to a big change. Your small actions that you might think, what I want to do, people might not really like it, or I'm not sure it will make any change. I'm not sure it will. Those are complaints that you should not even have. No matter how small your actions are, no matter how small your actions you think are, trust me, they will lead to positive results. They will lead to ripple effects such that you see people taking action because you took action. It will inspire others. I'll give you an instance. I remember one of the projects we did in a rural community in Olambe. I think in 2018. Yeah, 2018. So we train young people, people in secondary school. We train them on how to identify issues, how to solve. We took them through design thinking process. Design thinking process is just an offshoot of identifying a problem and going through stages to solve them. So design thinking is a big concept that you see big companies like Uber, Google, they do it because it's a problem solving technique. Is one of the problem solving techniques. So, but we break it down to secondary school students. We teach secondary school students. So after teaching them, one of the students now realized that, oh, so the problem of teenagers just plunging into teenage pregnancy, getting raped is actually a problem. It's not normal. Then she spoke with mentors. We mentored her, and she decided to come up with an initiative where, sorry, she started speaking with young people, telling them how to stay in school, why they need to stay in school, telling them why they need to stay away from involving in things that will get them pregnant, and just any moral values and all. And through that, she was able to empower 500 people as at 2020, 2019, 2020. She was able to empower 500 people, and she started a club where they meet and they speak to each other. In fact, there were pictures of her addressing as a co-students on the assembly ground. Our principal then sent us those pictures. She reached out to our principal and said, after attending this boot camp, I learned this and this. I would like to start something. And the school were giving her audience. They gave her 10 minutes, 15 minutes just to speak with her co-students on the issue of rape and the issue of how to put themselves together and stay away from teenage pregnancy so they can remain in school. Just a young girl that she was just 15 as at then. She came up with that initiative. I have a whole lot of stories like that. I have somebody that is 16 to doing something similar, and they were just young. But because of just one access to the knowledge, they were able to do that. And guess what? The ripple effect was shown. You see young teenagers in that community ensuring they get into school so that they can attain that bright life they've been told they will attain when they stay in school. So your small action, no matter how small it is, can actually lead to ripple effect. Another reason you need to start an impact project is because of the positive impact. Trust me, you will make a whole difference in your community, no matter how small that your project is. You make a whole lot of difference. KLCI, where I currently work as a program manager, started as a result of a young graduate that just have passion that education broke him free from the poor background of his family. He sees that there's a new life beyond what he knows, and that came as a result of education. And he started moving from one school to the other, just to train young people. You need to stay in school, teaching them skills to make them to be future ready. That change, that first step actually have ripple effect now that we have close to like 8,005 young people that has gone through training. We have 6 people currently being sponsored in school, 2 of them in the university, 3 of them in secondary school, and 1 of them currently have passed WAEC waiting for admission. Just a step. Imagine he decided that abeg I don't want to do anything. What will happen to the 8,005 young people that would have been able to save their life, help them? What will happen to the 6 people that would have been able to sponsor to school because their parent could not afford to take them to school? Just a step. That is how powerful you taking action can be. Like, you cannot get it wrong by taking an action. You cannot. Just ensure you know what you want to do, why you are doing them, and how to do it. So let me move on. So 5 steps to starting an impact project. The first thing is you need to identify a problem. Of course, if there's no problem, there's nothing to solve. Identify a problem. No matter how dear the problem you think is, no matter how scary the problem is, just know that this is happening in my community. I don't like it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Definitely, this is a problem. Identify a problem. When you identify a problem, you think about solution. What solution can I give to this problem? What can I do to ensure that this problem no longer exists? Number 3, you gather support, friends, family, acquaintances, everybody that you can gather, you gather support. Number 4, you take action. Even if you don't get support, because some people will say, I tried to gather support, I did not see anybody to join me. Start. Let me tell you one thing. People like to associate with success. Yeah. People like to associate with success. If you want to start with them, they might not answer you. But you just start first. And you now start empowering 10 people, 15 people, 50 people. You will see them saying they want to join you because they want to be associated with what you are doing. So even if you try to gather support and nobody is joining you, you know you have tried your best. Start even without support. Be a one-man mopo. Trust me, people will come and join you. Currently in KLCI, in TDS Africa, you see people coming to my DM to say, we want to be part of your organization. We want to be part of your organization. When we started, we were begging for volunteers to join us. Now, volunteers, people are the one begging us to volunteer with us. So people want to associate with success. They just want to identify with you because you are successful. So take action, even without support. And one critical thing is measure your impact. You need to know the number of people you are reaching out to and what you are doing, if it is reaching out well to them or not, because it will make you to self-reflect and say, okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What am I not doing well? What do I need to adjust? So it's good to actually evaluate and measure your impact. So I hope so far you are moving along with me and I'm not too fast. Please just send me something. Send something to the comment section. Let me know. I hope we are moving well because we are getting to it now. Okay, thank you. So, first step, identify a problem. How do you identify a problem? There are 2 major ways you can identify a problem. We'll get there. But one thing you need to do is to brainstorm. Thank you. You have to brainstorm. What are the bigger challenges in your school? in your community, in your environment. You don't need to start with the country. The country is a big thing. Leave the world alone. Leave Nigeria alone. If you're in Olambe community, look at Olambe first. If you're in Bariga community, look at Bariga first. If you're in Okokomaiko community, look at Okokomaiko. If you are in, I'm trying to look at northern place. If you're in Mina, yes, I served in Mina. Look at Mina first. In fact, not even Mina as a whole. Look at one community in Mina. Start with your community first. Problem no dey finish o, yes, but just identify a problem in your community, in your school, something you know you can actually do. Then if you have people to discuss with, fine, discuss with people, share your thoughts, gather ideas from people. So this, gather ideas from people, try to understand that, okay, I saw this problem, what do you think about it? Get thought from people too. Then you now narrow all the problems and now say, okay, this is the one you want to solve, this is the problem you want to address. So now let's get to how to actually identify a problem, because let me tell you one thing, the mistake most people make is they address the symptoms, not the real problem, not the root cause problem. And if you are curing the symptom, you are curing the symptom. It's just like if you have typhoid and the doctor is now diagnosing you for malaria, you're not taking malaria drug, you keep on, the person will keep on having typhoid. You just be like, I've been using drug, it's not working. It is because you are not solving the problem. Typhoid, you've been curing malaria instead of typhoid. So you really need to identifying the problem is beyond you seeing a problem. You have seen this problem, this is the problem. But what exactly is the problem? What exactly is the problem? I'll tell you a story, but let me go straight to my second point. One sweet way to identify a problem specifically, like very well, is to use a method called the problem tree. The problem tree. This is one method that when you do it well, trust me, you can never go wrong with it. Just ensure you do it well. You can never go wrong with it. So I have a picture here, and I'm sure most of you have seen tree before. If anybody have not seen tree before, please, Mrs. Sandra, we might need to take the person to an excursion to go and see a tree. But I'm sure you have seen tree before. So now let's look at a tree now. If you look at this now, you will see that the stem where I'm pointing to, you will see that that's the core problem. This place is the core problem. The core problem you see, for instance, children are not going to school. That's a core problem. Children, there are 20 million out of school children in Nigeria. That's a core problem. Um, Mothers that want to give birth in my community, they mostly die. That's the core problem. What other problem can we think of? We don't have water in my community. That's a core problem. It is a core. Do you understand? It's what you can see is a core problem. 20 million out of school children in Nigeria is a core problem. So the mistake people now make is they now say, there are 20 million, there are 5,006 or 56,000 people out of school in my community that are not in school. Let's save them. And you see them, they swing to action. They go and buy school bag, back to school projects. It's a good thing, but it's just you solving the symptom. Back to school project, you put books, one notebook, one pencil, one this, and you distribute bags to street children. They will not go to school. It will not solve the problem. That will not make them go back to school. In fact, if they go to school, maybe give or take 1 month. In fact, 1 month is too much. They'll be back on the streets. I've seen somebody that told me, say, Lola, these children don't want to go to school. Honestly, I bought school bag for them. I did this for them. And in a month's time, I can't see them in school again. I told her, did you ask them? Did they tell you they want to go to school? Like, did you ask them if they want to go to school or not? You just assumed that they want to go to school and you bought them school bag. They don't want to go to school. You have seen a core problem, but the mistake you made is to ask why that problem exists. If you want to uproot a plant, did you just cut the head? What do you do? You uproot. Yoruba will say tigbongbo tigbongbo. You uproot it. You don't cut the head. You literally uproot. So if you want to solve a problem, you don't cut the head. You literally uproot. Solving a problem takes time, I know. But the moment you start solving the real problem, then maybe solution change will be better. So you don't solve problem on the edge, you uproot it. So when you know that there are 20 million or there are 56,000 children out of school in your community, your first question should be why. That's why in my tree you see this red triangle. Is this a triangle? It's not a triangle, you don't have equal sizes. So you shall see this thing. This red, okay, square that have equal sizes. Yeah, it's a triangle. You see this triangle is a core problem. You see this root is now why. This thing is also what they call root cause analysis. When you want to identify a problem, there's a concept called root cause analysis, where you do analysis on, okay, this is the core problem, that's the stem, the root that is now the problem, that is generating, that is giving life to the core problem. You now ask yourself, why does this problem exist? You see this first place that I have my cursor, you write the first why. I'm going to give all of you assignments and you will submit. I don't know how we'll submit it, but sorry, we shall look for a way to submit. You see the first place, you write your why. 20 million out of school children is the problem you identify. Why are there 20 million out of school children? You put your why here. Underneath this one, you now ask the why to this why. So let me cite for instance, we have 56,000 children that are not going to school in my community. Why? Their parents cannot afford school fees. I'll put it here. That's my first why. They cannot afford school fees. I'll put it here. I'll now come down under my they cannot afford school fees and ask, why can they not afford school fees? I put the why here. I put another why here. I can put three why. Thank you, ma. We'll solve it. I can put three why under this my first why. So in my first why, the children are not in school because their parents cannot afford school fees. I now ask myself, why can't they afford school fees? I write the why. Another why of why they cannot afford school fees. Maybe they cannot afford school fees because they are not working. They cannot afford school fees because the economic is hard. They cannot afford school fees because something. I moved to my second root cause. There are 20 million out of school children. Why? The students do not the teachers, maybe there's no teachers in school. Sorry, my light is off. I hope you can yes still hear me. There's no teachers in school. That's the second core why. There are not teachers in school. I've now asked myself, why are there not teachers in school? It could be that the school is far, because if a school is far, some teachers will not go there. It could be that the school did not have good infrastructure. Just ask the why. Then you come to the third one. That 56,000 children in my community not going to school. Why? So you have the first why, the second why, the third why. For the first why, you ask why for the first why. You keep on. My rule is, the moment you ask up to 5 whys for each of the why you have identified, then you should see a major reason. Let me tell you a story. So and you drive it home. I'll drive. Okay, before I tell you a story, let me show you this example that I did. If you see this example that I have here, I want to enlarge it so you can see it. So the main problem is there are many instances of cyberbullying. I use this one because it's something we can relate with. We are teenagers. You know cyberbullying now. People will be on social media and be saying your head is big, you are too fat, you are shaking it. There are many instances of cyberbullying. I hope you can still hear me. Kindly confirm to be sure. Okay. So there are many instances of cyberbullying. That's the main problem. But this is the stem now. This is the stem. Many instances of cyberbullying. And I want to look at the reason. My first reason that I give you. So why? Students want to reach a higher status among peers. That's my first why. Sorry. That's my first why. Okay, I think you should be able to see it very well now. Great. I want you to see what I'm doing. So now this is my central problem. The central problem is in this my community, teenagers get bullied a lot. The bullying is too much. In fact, there was one young girl last week, I'm trying to put a story to it, that actually committed suicide. Like, she almost killed herself. Thank God her parent came in on time. If not, she would have died. And when we found out, once one of our friends in school, or one of our peers in school, bullied her, called her fat, so she decided to kill herself. You now want to solve the problem. The first question you should ask yourself is, okay, why are there cyberbullying? Or why does the issue of bullying exist in my school? You can now ask yourself. When you now ask yourself, it might be, okay, students want to reach higher status among peers. Like, they want to be known. They're a teenager, so I'm sure you understand me. You want to be known. You want to be popular in school. You want to be popular among your peers. You want them to know you. The finest boy, the most dressed boy. Do you understand? Thank you, Adam. You ask yourself that why. You now go down and say, okay, why is it that students want to reach a higher status? You now say the why is, it is because students cares about status. That's the why. Students, they care about status. So if students care about status, that is an issue. You now ask another why. So you can still go ahead and say, why does student care about status? And you give your answer there. Sorry. So you can still ask yourself question that, why does student care about status? You will find that one of the reason is because they have low self-esteem or low self-confidence. So they want to believe what people tell them will be the definition of who they are. That can be an issue. So in one sitting, you already know that students issues is cyberbullying. You ask yourself why does cyberbullying exist? The question is, student want to reach higher status. That's the answer. And you now say, okay, students care about status, and why is low self-esteem. Another issue attached to the why will now be that few too few people step up to stop bullying. That people don't really talk when people are being bullied around them. That's why there are a lot of it, because the moment you shut down one bully, they might end up not doing it again. So why does that exist? Students and teachers don't know how to prevent bullying, so they allow it to continue. Do you understand? They don't know how to prevent it, so they allow it to continue. Another thing is, you can now say, okay, another why can be bullies are happy with themselves. Bullies feel self-fulfilled. So because they are trying to exercise authority on people, they feel like they're in charge. You now ask yourself why. Why do they feel in charge by bullying people? It might be an indication that they are unhappy at home. Maybe they are not loved at home, or they are not well cared for at home. They feel unhappy. So why do they feel unhappy? It might be that their parents use controlling parenting tactics on them. They are kind of projecting how their parents behave, or their parents do not display love towards them. Why? Insufficient parental skills. You can see the way we are breaking it down. You can see the way we are breaking it down. So that is the essence of the problem tree. So now we have looked at the roots now. The fruits, the fruits will now be you saying, if this problem is not solved, what are the effects? The fruit is now the effect of the problem. It will lead to lower self-esteem, it will lead to mental health problems, it will lead to less positive emotions at school. It can even lead to suicide, increase depression, increase anxiety. It can lead to lower grade. People that are being bullied in school, they will have lower grade. So just look at a lot of things that it can lead to, that you can talk about. Because if we look at this now, the down part here is talking about the root causes. What are the causes of this problem? What are the core problem aside from the core problem? And the fruit is talking about what are the effects or the consequences of the problem. If this problem is not solved, what does it lead to? So that is how to identify a problem using a problem tree. So um oh shoot. Okay, the assignment I want to give you is actually, I have the assignment in another slide. I think I mistakenly deleted it. Not the assignment I want to give you is, you have to use this tree, come up with a core problem in your community, give me at least three reasons why the core problem exists, and give me more reasons for each of the three reasons why they exist, and give me the effects. So I don't know, I think I'll be sharing this slide. I'll share this slide. So you can just look at the problem tree and just design your own problem tree and share. That's the assignment. So another way that you can identify a problem is just looking through the SDGs too. What SDG are you passionate about? SDG 1, zero hunger. 2, SDG 1, no poverty. 2, zero hunger. 3, we have health and well-being. 4, we have quality education. 5, we have gender equality. So just look at those SDGs and look at the one you are passionate about and try to do something about them. Let me move forward. So the step 2 is to find a solution. So now that you've seen the problem, you've identified the problem, you know the core problem, like the real problem, the root cause problem, not just the core problem. You understand the main issue around it. Then the question should now be, okay, how can I solve this problem? But let me tell you, there might be more than one core problem, one root cause problem. It might be up to two or three. So the question is, okay, which one can we solve? Or can we solve the three together or the two together? So you need to be very creative in your thinking. Read wide, reach out to people, ask them questions about the problem, what they think the solution can be, and all. But at the end, you need to find a solution. Honestly, so really go through a solution method. Design thinking is actually an interesting skill that you need to have as a teenager. It will take you through the 5 stages of solving a problem. It will take you through the 5 stages of solving a problem. So you need to find solution by thinking critically and ensuring that you have empathy. You empathize with the problem. You put yourself in the shoes of those going through the problem. That's the first stage of design thinking. Put yourself in their shoes. That way you will understand the problem better and know the solution to give. Number 3, like I said, step 3 is to gather support. Speak with your friends, speak with your teachers, your mentors, use social media, look for community leaders, speak with them, see if they would be willing to join you on this your mission. But like I said, if they will not join you, do not bother yourself. Take action. Take action even if they decide not to join you. Depends on the solution you want. You can organize an event, you can start speaking on social media about it. Depending on the solution you come up with, just take action. Start small. It's not about the smallness of the it's not the size of the solution, it's the genuinity behind it, and it's the impact that will happen after it. So take action, raise awareness about it, start doing some things, engage people about it. Just ensure that the moment you identify a solution, don't keep it to yourself, do something about it. And another thing is to measure your impact. When you finish, how many people did you help? Track the number of people. If your project reach up to 50 people, you note it down, write it down, put it in your notepad, put it in your book, just save it somewhere. You reach out to 50 people. What are the success stories behind your project? Maybe at the end of your project, you were able to save Maybe, okay, let's take the cyberbullying for an instance. At the end of your project, 5 people came to tell you why they bully others, and they're ready to change and go through sessions with you for them to have a change mindset and all. Or at the end of your project, people gather to form groups to bring bullies to book. That is a success story. And what is the feedback? You get feedback from people. In fact, after this training too, I'm expecting feedback of, oh, how was the training, raise the facilitator, stuff like that. Because one thing you need to know is that feedbacks is the energy drink of champions. Anybody that don't like feedbacks, you are just killing yourself. Feedback is the energy drink of champions. So gather feedback, look at what people say about your project, what they think you can do better, and use it to improve on your project. So what are the challenges you will face? Because like I said, it has its own challenges. You might face the issue of lack of funds, like is number one thing. Say, I wish to do this, but I don't have money. My answer to you is start with what you have. You don't need to have all the money in this world. Whatever thing you have, start with it. Even if it is for you to move from one place to the other, asking your mom to say, ah, mommy, will you like to contribute? Because you're a very sweet teenager now. You go to your church, you say, ah, you meet maybe people in your church. I'm starting this idea. They want to look at your sweetness. You just mind to them, mommy, I want you to be part of it. Even if it is 100 now they give to you, you collect it. You're making progress. You meet your mom too. The moment you do one and you are successful and you go back to them and say, ah, your money, the money you gave to me, oh, this is what I was able to do with it. This is the feedback, this is the impact story, this is this. The next time you go to them, they will give you more because they can see what you are using their money to do. So as a teenager, you don't necessarily need to have $100,000 in your account. Start with what you have. Like, you remember I mentioned that sometimes you might not get support. Nobody will be ready to go with you. But just take action. Keep sharing your vision and take action. Everybody wants to be associated with success. The moment you are making grants, you are breaking grants, you see them coming to you that they want to support you. Another thing is fear of failure. Because something does not work does not mean it failed. It's a level of success. That is my ideology towards things. If I want to do something and I did not achieve it the way I want to achieve it, Adam said this assignment na research. Oh, yes, I need you to research. The moment I want to do something and I could not do what I want to do as a result of one thing or the other, you know what I do? I I do what I can do because I do not really believe it failed. It's just a level of success. 20% is a level of success. 30% is a level of success. 0% is also a level of success. It's just for me to know that okay, there's something I'm doing wrong that I need to do right. There's something that is not going on right that I need to recheck. I learn from my mistake and I improve. So do not fear failure. One thing you should be scared of is regret that I should have done this thing. Failure is even the least of the thing you should fear. Regret can so much will come at you, eh? You just keep on saying, ah, and I should have tried this thing out. Oh, I should have. The best thing is just to do it. And if it doesn't work out the way you want, you learn from it and shoot again. You keep on shooting. Just keep on shooting. So those are the challenges you will face. I will not tell you it is easy. It has its own challenges. So I want to ask you a question. So what is that one action you will take this week? I'll be expecting that in the comment section. That one action that you take this week, no matter how small it is. You are never too young to make a difference. Never too young. Never too young. So let me ask a question. So one question people ask me is, do you need to own an organization to start and run social impact projects? The answer is no. No, no. Capital letter N, capital letter zero. No, capital letter O, not zero. No. I'll tell you a story of Roseline Adewumi. You can check her out online. Follow on LinkedIn, follow on Instagram. She's doing great job in the impact space, and she does not have an organization. She does not own an NGO. She just does it. She's a girl child advocate, she's a gender equality advocate, and she's very bold about it. Roslyn is somebody that I've known that is very bold about it, like unashamed. If like people should drag her, she'll still say what she believes in. Like she's very audacious. And she has done a lot of projects on Girls Child, a lot of projects. And guess what? She gets recognition for all her work. So I put her project here and her recognition newspaper so I will see it. She does not have an NGO, but she's doing social impact. So it's not about running an NGO. Doing social impact projects is not about having an NGO. It's about you seeing a problem and you passionate enough to address it. You can always address it under your name. Like Roslyn, she addressed it under Roslyn. In fact, her logo she used is Roslyn. That is her brand, that is her that's her personality, that's who she is. She does not have an NGO. So you don't necessarily need to have an NGO or an organization to start and run social impact projects. Just do what you are passionate about. And if you see the need to have an NGO for greater grants, because there are some donors that request you to have run an NGO, fine. But if you are burdensome to say, hey, I don't want to have an NGO, that's why I don't do social impact projects. This is a story of somebody, Roseline Adewumi. She does not have an NGO. She run her project as an individual and she has get a lot of recognition about her work. So I'll stop here and wait for your questions so I can give my answers. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so sorry my lights went off.
Wow. Thank you so much. I mean, your session was amazing. It was full of practical, you shared relatable stories, and I felt like you should not even end your session. But I mean, thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, if there was something you said that actually, like, stood out for me, because one of the things that has actually held a lot of people from, you know, um, launching forth, right, taking up their projects is, they have this kind of thinking that if it is not big, then it is not worth it. But I love that you had to change the mindset that it is not really about the how big the project is, right? It's not about the size, it is about the impact. And I mean, that's so powerful. Thank you so much, Damilola Lipede. That was so powerful. I don't know if you have any questions would like to ask her. You've actually touched everything, but let me just check the chat box if there are questions for you. Okay. Dinners. Oh, there are actually no questions, but there are comments. One says the section was seriously amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. Someone even said the assignment is a research. Oh. Yeah, she actually didn't come to joke here. So thank you so much, ma'am, once again. Yeah, so do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Okay, sorry, ma'am, there's a question. Oh. Are
Okay.
you here, please? Okay.
Yes, I can
Someone
hear you.
asked, how do we raise sponsors for some of our impact projects?
Okay, yeah, thank you for that. So there are actually different sponsorship routes you can go. You can either look for small grants. Let me type. Can I type? There's a grant that gives daily, and they give to small ideas, young people. In fact, it's called pollination grants. They give $1,000. Just ensure that your problem statement is strong, your solution is proactive and is strong. I'm sure you get it because I've seen a lot of young people get pollination grants. It's $1,000, and you don't need to have an NGO yourself to even attain such grants. They give it to young people most of the time. So you can do donations, you can do grants, rather write for grants. Grants is not easy. Oh. You might chop plenty no. So it's not easy. So that's one way. Another way is you source from family and friends. I think that should even be the starting point for you as a young person that is trying to do social impact project. Source for family and friends, the 100 naira here, 5,000 naira here, 2,000 naira there and there. Crowdfund to it will go a long way. So those are ways to look for sponsors. And if you can write letters to some organizations like companies to maybe get them to sponsor one thing or the other, that's another way. But let's not say you now try all those means, you could not get any. Are there things you can do that you don't necessarily need to pay for? You don't need to do a big event. Do you understand? So if it is that you want to reach out to students, if you cannot get money to bring them into one place, can you go to their school, like do a mobile project whereby you go to their school? From they will give you a free or to reach out to those students. You just need to pay for your transport fare and get there. And maybe look for your friends that are as passionate as you, they pay for their transport fare and come there too. So those are ways you can actually do that. But if truly you need to get sponsored, write letter to us organizations. Just ensure that you have a strong core why. So why you are doing that project. Your problem statement is strong. Check pollination grants online. They give daily grants, $1,000 to young ideas like this that they see as a lot of potentials. Write to, if you're a Christian, you can write to your church, you can source for funding from your church members. If you're a Muslim, you can source in mosques or something. Just look for a way to start small, and before you know it, you'll be very bold to start pursuing the bigger grants, the bigger CSR money, the bigger corporate partnerships. Because you are starting now, you don't really have a name attached to what you are doing. It might be very difficult to get a bigger one. But like I said, that different fund is a old teaching on its own. Thankfully, I did it. Was it this Wednesday? I did a teaching on financial sustainability for some set of people that are already running their NGOs. There are different funding options, but it's as category. But for your level as a teenager, I think just friends and family, church, mosques, pollination grants is another idea, and also personal savings from yourself can help, or ensure you don't even spend too much. Instead of gathering them, go to their school, and all those things can help.
Wow. Thank you so much, ma'am. So I want to check if you have any other question. Okay, there are no other questions, but I can see.
Okay, I really want to type. I don't know why I can't type.
Okay.
I want to type in the grant name that was referring to pollination. Let me see if okay, let me send to the host. Pollination grant. Just check them out online. They give 1,000 to ideas and all. So, Ma, kindly help me share it to the chat. I don't know why maybe it's
Okay,
because
ma'am.
I'm using this platform for the first time. Thank you. So
Okay.
just check them online. You'll see. Let me see if I can get the links here.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am. I don't think we have any other questions again. I mean, your session was so enriching. It was so enriching. And as for the assignments, we will submit it. We'll try as our possible best to make sure we submit our assignment. I mean, we are good students. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again for um, choosing to do this. I mean, we are we are blessed Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much
And
for
yeah, thank you
having me.
everyone. Yes, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight's session. Yeah, and I would advise you actually come back again to watch this session from the beginning to the end. This time, you are not distracted because I know while some of you will actively here, you were having some kind of notifications from WhatsApp, we are so distracted. So I would enjoy that, take a few time to, come back to this video and watch it. And I can assure you one thing for sure, you're going to get an insight you actually didn't get before. It's so powerful, and I really want you to come back again, watch from a very fresh perspective. Thank you once again for joining, and do not forget to leave a comment, do not forget to like, and do not forget to subscribe. Yeah, so till we come again next month. Thank you.